And now it's time for the Daily 3. That's 3 questions, 3 minutes. Take it away, Sam.
I want to read some stats to you, Ron, from last year. We all know that some coaches are getting more and more aggressive. Going forward on fourth down is becoming the new thing to do.
Mm-hmm.
So last year, the Lions led the NFL in fourth down attempts with 41. Chargers weren't far behind. Everyone talked about Brandon Staley. They had 34 attempts. Look down at the bottom. Seattle, 11 attempts. The Chiefs, 15. So not every team has adopted this new mentality. The Vikings were kind of right in the middle. They went for it 22 times last year. Which end of the spectrum is Kevin O'Connell going to fall on when it comes to fourth down aggressiveness? That's our Vikings question of the day.
Yeah, and so I'm going to just go to the Rams. When you look at play calling, you're subject to your parents. I look at my kids, I look at other kids. You're subject to your parents, and you're going to do whatever your parents allow you to do and get away with. And so with him and Sean McVay, you have to look at when they ran for it or went for it on fourth down. One, crucial moments. They weren't afraid to go for it. Are you in the 40 or the 30 as a punt worth at this point, or can we trust our defense to flip the field and hold this up? I think they're going to be in that 30-ish, 35-ish range. I think they're not going to be the top, but I do think they're going to be top half. Like, I think they're going to jump up a little bit. This is why when you look at some of the creativity, if it's 4th and 2 or 4th and 3 or even 4th and 4, depending on what part of the field they're in, a choice route with Justin Jefferson and Adam Thielen on both sides is an easy opportunity for a first down. Another guy that can run choice routes within this offense is Dalvin Cook. We've seen him run some choice routes, some Texas routes, if you want to call it, but it's a true choice. You get up, boom, you can cross his face, boom, out, boom, hook up. When you're looking at 4th and 3, 4th and 2, 4th and 1, and Kwesi said this to me, analytics are just a way of looking at the numbers. So when you look at a young coach, he's going to look at those numbers. He's going to take into account where he's at, and then he's going to make a decision. But I think he's going to be a little bit more aggressive. I think, with Ed Donatel's defense, if that 3-4 defense starts out hot and they're doing a great job of getting off the field on third downs, or not, they're a true bend but don't break defense. I can see him taking a lot more chances. And then, again, it's the success of your quarterback. If you feel like your quarterback under pressure and fourth down is just ice cold and he's killing it, like ice in his veins, and he's D-Lo out there on the football field, I think they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I don't really care about the quantity of decisions they make on fourth down. I just want them to make the right decisions. So if you're 4th and 1, 4th and 2, and you're at the 40-yard line or beyond, you got to go for it. If you're inside the 5-yard line and you're looking at a 4th and goal at the 2, you got to go for it. I mean, it's all about maximizing possessions, maximizing points. And I think that if you make enough right decisions over the course of the season, you are going to get rewarded for that. The question is, will Kevin O'Connell have the fortitude to be different? Because a lot of people get upset if you make the wrong fourth down decision. A lot of coaches, I don't think, have the fortitude to continue making those decisions. Like Jim Harbaugh last year made so many fourth down decisions or 2-point conversion decisions that backfired, but he's Jim Harbaugh. He's one of the best coaches in the league. He has the equity to make a decision like that. Kevin O'Connell has no equity yet. He hasn't built up any goodwill in this fan base or ownership. So will he have the cojones to make some of those tough decisions, knowing it could backfire and could put egg on his face in his first year?
Yeah.
All right. Number 2, the Twins, Ron, unspeakably lost 4 of 5 games in Detroit, and things are only getting worse. They've lost 4 players now as they go to Canada on the COVID restriction list because they're not vaccinated. Max Kepler and a handful of relievers. They are banged up like crazy. They're super hurt. They're slumping. Is this just a blip on the radar for the Twins, or is this a sign of worse things to come?
I think it's a possible sign of worse things to come. There's the thing. They're 30 and 23. Yeah, 30 and 23. So they've kind of come back to the pack. Now, the good thing, come back to the pack as far as the whole MLB. But the good thing is the Guardians are behind them at 22 and 24. And then you got the White Sox at 23 and 26. And then you got the Tigers, who got 4 from them at 21 and 30. And then you got the Royals at 18 and 33. So the fact that, like, I was bullish early on, they brought me back to reality. Like, I am not caught up in it like I was with the Timberwolves and like I'm going to be with the Vikings. Like, I thought they should have got 4 out of the 5. I said they would go 4-1 to the Tigers. It went reverse. They went 1-4. Like I completely, I mean, thank you, Detroit, I guess. Like you instilled a little hope in me, but I completely got that one wrong. Like I just thought they would run them over. Now, of course, you got the injuries, like you said. You got the mental of like, okay, we got to go to the Toronto, and now we got to look at, we got people in the media asking our players who's not going to travel. So there's a lot that can wear on you when it comes to that stuff. But again, it's baseball. Like the players, like you said, relievers, Max Kepler, like, should that have been a big deal? No, you're grown men. You can deal with this. You knew this was coming. But yeah, I think this is a sign. In this, they're 3 of 7 out of the last 10. That's not a good stretch of 10. And so yeah, they've got to kind of get a hold of this thing.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that you go out of a stretch like that worse off than you were when you entered it. I mean, the hope was that they'd be like 12, 13 games above 500, and now it's down to 7. They could have way opened up the division race, and now they're letting the Guardians and White Sox stick around, and the schedule is going to get easier for those guys and harder for the Twins. So they've got a pretty tough road ahead here. I'd be surprised if they win any games in Toronto at this stage, but maybe they'll surprise us because baseball is a crazy game. Ron, this probably should have been number 1 in the rundown. The NBA Finals game last night. Oh my goodness. I almost turned it off when it was a 15-point game late in the third. I thought I was watching game 3 of the Wolves-Grizzlies series all over again. It was astonishing. The Celtics come back. They outscore the Warriors 40-16 in the fourth quarter. I'm not sure they missed a shot. Could you believe what you were seeing as the Celtics took down the Warriors in come from behind fashion?
No, I was tweeting, Steph Curry's trying to show y'all he's the MVP. Andrew Wiggins is going to be second in the running for MVP. When you look at what he did, he was the number 2 scorer for the Warriors, and I kind of talked about how the Warriors spread the floor out. Steph Curry, let me have his dance. When he goes around and gets the matchup he wants and he's running around like he's on the playground playing tag, and then he gets the guy, I think he got Williams at one point. Oh my goodness. And then he's like, step to my Lou, crisscross, hezzy, and then he hit him with like the one-legged fadeaway step back. I mean, he was just on fire. Layups. He's throwing, finger rolls up into the rafters, and they're dropping in. And so you think the Warriors, you're like, this is Steph. This is vintage Steph Curry. This is their game. Like, they're not going to lose this game. And I think, 1.6 seconds to go in the third quarter. They were up 14. So you're like, this is Warriors closeout fashion. And the Celtics show why they were able to do what they did. Beat the defending champs. Beat the Heat in a close one. Beat the number 1 seed in a close one. Knocked out KD and Kyrie. I mean, they just keep coming and coming and coming and coming and coming, and they don't stop. And I think at one point, I forgot number 11, I forgot his name, and number 9, I know number 9 is the guy that paid off his student loans with his first contract, and now he's playing in the NBA Finals.
Derek White?
Yeah, D2 guy, went to Colorado for a year. And so he hit a shot. Then the other guy, number 11, hit a shot. And then Al Horford comes down and hits a 3. It's like, whoa, wait, what? Like, these guys are just like it was like they're trading 2s for 1s. They are 2s for 3s. They were willing to let Steph Curry get to the lane. Let's stop him from the 3, chase him off the 3. If he drives, he drives. We're going to have to knock down 3s. And their recipe worked. They slowly cut back into that lead. They ended up winning 120-108. So they were down 14 and won by 12. Like, that is a 26-point swing in the fourth quarter. 26-point swing in one quarter. Like, that's crazy. Like, that is Timberwolves-esque. Like, that 26 points. So, I mean, the Celtics put the Warriors on notice. Like, look, this is not going to be this winning 5 series. I saw all the jokes and the Jason Tatum jokes. And, hey, I don't know if Kobe's getting them texts, but, hey, it worked. Because he didn't do anything, but that team was being carried by an angel. Like, Jason Tatum's 12 points did not scream MVP. So everybody thinking he's going to get the MVP, it's Jaylen Brown at this point if they find a way to win this thing. And if they can get another one, if they steal another one, and then they got to go to Boston, this really might be a Celtics in 5, but that's only if. That's only if they can get this next one in Golden State. Because if they have the Golden State Warriors thinking, and that's a spot you don't want to be in, is when you're thinking.
Yeah, Golden State favored by 4 on betonline.net. I think the Golden State still wins that game too. I think they bounce back. They're too good not to. But it was just crazy to me how the unusual suspects were the ones who were carrying the Celtics. It was Pritchard. It was White. It was, I mean, Horford from the 3-point line isn't exactly that's not your bread and butter.
No.
They couldn't miss.
Yeah.
And credit to Brown, because Brown was the guy when they were down 14-15. He was the one that got him back in it. Brown got them back to within 10. I think he had a 3 to pull it to 7. He had that initial spurt, and then it was just raining threes. Unbelievable game. I'm really excited for the series, and I hope the Warriors even it up, because I want this thing going 6 or 7. I don't want to have a sweep. I want this to be competitive all the way through.
Right. Yeah, I agree. I hope it does go to 7, because hey, I have no dog in this fight. Besides that, I did pick the Warriors, so I'm still hoping the Warriors can win it. Steph Curry can get his MVP, and then he's he's already a Hall of Famer, but now is he the best point guard in NBA history? I mean, that's between him and Magic Johnson. We'll see. People keep forgetting about Isaiah Thomas, but we'll talk about that later.